Did you know that some everyday habits, though they may seem harmless, could actually be speeding up the aging process? The truth is, routines we once relied on for efficiency or comfort can slowly chip away at our health, clarity, and independence over time. And the worst part? People rarely talk about them until the damage is done. Whether it's nagging stiffness, constant fatigue, or missed appointments that leave us feeling uneasy or embarrassed, these signs often creep in unnoticed. In this video, we'll uncover 6 surprising habits that you may want to rethink after 70. Not because anyone says you have to, but because releasing these patterns could unlock a more energetic, confident, and satisfying life. These aren't abstract ideas or hard-to-follow advice. They're everyday behaviors that many seniors adopt without realizing the long-term effects. The good news? Small changes now can reignite your sense of vitality. Be sure to stay through to the end. Chances are you'll spot a few habits of your own and gain clear steps to make positive shifts today. And if this resonates with you, tap the subscribe button and turn on notifications. It's a simple way to support this channel and ensure you never miss valuable insights built to uplift and empower you. Let's get started. Number 1. Steering clear of strength-focused movement. One of the most common missteps people make after 70 is believing that slowing down and doing less is automatically safer. It sounds logical. Your joints may ache more than before, your balance might feel a little shaky, and the idea of lifting anything heavier than a grocery bag can seem overwhelming. So many older adults end up avoiding muscle use altogether, thinking that rest is the best form of protection. However, steering clear of strength-building activities is actually one of the fastest ways to lose independence, mobility, and the freedom to live life on your own terms. Muscle strength doesn't just help you move, it helps you stay alive. At past 70, muscle loss or sarcopenia speeds up unless we actively work against it. This isn't about lifting huge weights at the gym or trying to become a bodybuilder. It's about keeping the muscles you already have active and engaged. Even general resistance like bodyweight movements, light dumbbells, or simple resistance bands can make a big difference. The key is steady effort and purposeful action. Every step you take, every time you rise from a chair unassisted, every time you lift a bag or reach a high shelf, it's your muscles that make it happen. Let me introduce you to Henry. He's 82 and he had stopped most of his physical activities after a minor fall a few years back. Fear held him back, fear of getting hurt again. So he stuck to his recliner, took only short walks, and stayed within familiar, safe routines. However, after a visit with a physical therapist, he discovered that inactivity was causing more harm than movement ever could. He began with short 5-minute strength sessions. Nothing complicated, just standing up from a chair without using his hands, lifting soup cans as makeshift weights, and practicing his balance by standing on one leg next to the kitchen counter. In just 2 months, his legs felt stronger, and his confidence started to come back. There's something transformative that happens when you move your body with intention. It's not just about staying mobile. It's about preserving your dignity. It's about the reassurance of knowing you can get out of bed without fear, stroll through a grocery store without clinging to a cart, or sit down on the floor to play with your grandchild, and rise back up with ease. Strength makes that possible, and it doesn't require endless hours. A few consistent, simple movements can help rebuild what aging tries to take away. One reason this topic doesn't come up much is because muscle loss creeps in quietly. It doesn't cause pain, at least not right away, but you begin to notice it in subtle ways. Getting short of breath faster, finding stairs more challenging, or needing to push off with your arms to stand. The earlier you recognize it, the quicker you can turn things around. It's never too late to start, and you don't need expensive gear. You just need to make the decision that preserving your strength is more important than playing it safe. Number 2. Continuing to eat like you did in your 40s. A common trap many people fall into after 70 is thinking they can keep eating exactly as they always have. The same portions, the same meal schedule, the same comforting favorites on repeat. It feels familiar. It's easy. And for decades it probably worked without much trouble. But your body isn't operating on the same system it had 30 years ago. Your metabolism has slowed down. Digestion might not be as smooth, and your nutrient requirements have shifted. Still, many continue eating from habit rather than true hunger. And that quiet misstep can lead to unwanted, weighty gain, low energy, and creeping blood sugar issues. The reality is, after 70, every bite becomes more important. Your body no longer needs as much overall food, but it craves more of the right nutrients. Foods that are easy to digest, packed with vitamins, and geared towards supporting your bones, brain, and vitality. That means trimming down big plates of heavy meats, dense carbohydrates, and processed treats, and replacing them with smaller, balanced meals filled with fiber-rich veggies, lean proteins, healthy fats, and water. Rich fruits. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about fueling your body the way it needs to be fueled now, not the way it was fueled decades ago. Let me share Scarlett's story with you. She's 75 and had never given much thought to her meals. 3 hearty meals a day, just like she always had. But over time, she started to notice that after dinner, she often felt bloated. Her energy would dip in the afternoon, and her clothes didn't quite fit the same way anymore. Her doctor didn't lecture her. Instead, he gently suggested trying something new, slightly smaller portions, adding more vegetables, and tuning into when she actually felt full. Within just a month, she wasn't only a bit lighter, she also felt more mentally clear. Her sleep got better, and she even noticed her mood lifting in ways she hadn't anticipated. This isn't about strict dieting, it's about adjusting. Just like you wouldn't squeeze into the same shoes you wore in your 30s, your body no longer thrives on the same eating habits either. Growing older brings wisdom, and that includes being wise about how you nourish yourself. Eating less isn't about denying yourself. It's about being smart. It's about giving your body exactly what it needs, and letting go of the extras that weigh you down. When your meals are thoughtful and balanced, your body responds with renewed energy, sharper focus, and more stable moods. And here's something important that isn't said often enough. It's perfectly normal and even admirable to create new eating habits at this stage of life. It's actually a sign of valuing yourself. You're not giving up the pleasure of food. You are building a healthier, more respectful relationship with it. You're learning what truly satisfies you, what fuels your day, and what helps you feel your best. That kind of self-awareness isn't just beneficial, it's empowering. If you're still watching and finding these tips helpful, drop a number 2 in the comments to let me know you are here. And if you haven't yet considered subscribing and turning on the notification bell, it's an easy way to support the channel and stay connected to more content meant to encourage and inform you. Let's keep going. Number 3. Withdrawing from social connections. After 70, it's surprisingly easy to slip into isolation without even meaning to. Maybe you stop going out as much, turn down invitations more often, or tell yourself that staying home just feels more comfortable. Sometimes it's due to physical limitations. Other times it's emotional. Maybe you feel like you don't have as much to offer anymore, or it seems like people don't reach out the way they once did. So you slowly pull away. You reassure yourself that the quiet is nice, that solitude suits you. But the truth is, isolation can quietly chip away at your well-being more than you realize. Loneliness isn't just an emotion. It's a serious health concern. Research shows that for older adults, chronic isolation can contribute to depression, cognitive decline, and even an increased risk of heart disease. The brain flourishes through connection. And when you remove regular interaction with others, your mind tends to turn inward in ways that aren't always beneficial. Conversation, shared laughter, even a simple phone call. All of these serve as mental workouts. They help you stay sharp, balanced, and emotionally strong. Most importantly, they reinforce the truth that you still matter. Let me introduce you to Sylvia. She's 80 years old and had gradually stopped meeting up with her friends after her husband passed away. She told herself she needed some time to heal. But what started as months eventually stretched into years. Her memory grew foggier. Her days seemed to blur together and her drive to do anything faded. Her daughter encouraged her to try a weekly senior yoga class just to break the routine. Sylvia was hesitant but decided to give it a try. What surprised her wasn't the stretching or poses. It was the people, the small jokes before class, the casual conversations afterward. It brought vibrancy back into her days. She hadn't realized how much she needed it. This doesn't mean you have to sign up for countless groups or throw yourself into big busy gatherings. It's about discovering small, meaningful ways to stay engaged. A weekly phone call, a short walk with a neighbor, joining a church group, or even connecting with an online community that shares your hobbies. These small interactions are like emotional nutrition. They keep your spirit full and remind you that you're part of something bigger. The stronger your connections, the more resilient your mind and body will be. The challenge is that withdrawing often feels safer. It's quiet. It's manageable. But there's a significant difference between enjoying peaceful solitude and slipping into harmful isolation. One recharges your spirit, the other gradually drains it. You have so much wisdom, kindness, and humor to offer, and more people benefit from your presence than you might realize. When you reach out, you're not only helping yourself, you're offering comfort and connection to someone else who might need it too. Number 4. Dismissing minor health symptoms. One of the riskiest habits that can develop after 70 is minimizing small health issues because they seem minor or routine. A little dizziness now and then, a slight tightness in the chest, or maybe some unusual afternoon fatigue. You tell yourself it's just part of getting older. You don't want to seem dramatic. You don't want to burden anyone. And truthfully, you're tired of sitting in doctors' offices, so you brush it off. But dismissing these early signs can lead to bigger problems especially as you age, when catching issues early can mean the difference between a simple fix and a major health crisis. The body becomes more fragile with time, but it also becomes more vocal if you're willing to listen. Symptoms you once brushed off now carry greater weight. That minor swelling in your ankles could be your heart quietly signaling for help. That occasional bout of confusion might not simply be a harmless senior moment. It could be an early warning sign, and the longer you delay, the tougher it becomes to treat, reverse, or manage the situation. Recognizing problems early doesn't make you anxious. It makes you smart. It gives you choices and control. Two things that are absolutely worth protecting. Let me share Walter's story with you. He's 78 and always prided himself on being tough. He disliked visiting doctors and rarely took any health concerns seriously, unless the pain was undeniable. But then he began noticing that his vision was blurrier than usual, and he felt a strange tingling sensation in his feet. He shrugged it off as just another part of aging. It wasn't until his daughter pushed him to get checked that he found out he had early-stage diabetes. Because he caught it early, he managed it through changes in his diet and physical activity. However, his doctor made it clear if he had waited much longer, it could have progressed beyond control. You are the expert on your own body. When something feels off, unusual, or different, you have every right to get it looked at. Not because you're fragile, but because you're responsible. Health problems rarely announce themselves with loud alarms. They usually whisper. And the older we grow, the more critical it becomes to listen to those whispers. Acting quickly can lead to faster recovery, fewer medications, and much better outcomes overall. This also involves trusting your instincts. If you ever feel ignored or brushed aside by a healthcare provider, you have every right to ask more questions, seek another opinion, and stand up for yourself. You've spent a lifetime caring for others. Now, It's time to give that same level of care to yourself. No one else lives inside your body. No one else can feel what you feel. So if something feels wrong, don't stay silent. Speak up. If you're still here watching and finding value in these insights, drop a number 4 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. And if you haven't already, feel free to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. It's a small way to stay connected to future videos designed to inspire and support you. Now, let's keep going. Number 5. Depending on memory instead of writing things down. After 70, one of the most frequent yet overlooked habits is relying too heavily on memory. You've always remembered birthdays, appointments, what medications to take, and when to take them. And for much of your life, that worked without a hitch. So, you continue the pattern mentally, running through the day's plans, reminding yourself to return a call later or trying to manage your pills without jotting anything down. But here's the quiet risk. Memory isn't as dependable as it once was, and relying on it without any backup can lead to small mistakes with big consequences. Missing a lunch date is one thing. Forgetting whether you've taken your medication is a much bigger concern, and it happens more often than people care to admit. You might accidentally take a double dose or miss a dose altogether, simply because you can't quite remember. That one moment of uncertainty can quickly turn into a serious health problem, especially with medications for blood pressure, diabetes, or chronic pain. Here's the reality. Writing things down isn't a symbol of decline. It's a sign of good stewardship. It's a way of safeguarding your health and easing your daily worries. Let me share Bill's story with you. He's 73 and had always taken pride in his sharp memory. He managed the household bills, remembered every birthday, and never needed to jot things down. But after missing an important doctor's appointment and forgetting his morning medications twice in a single week, he realized something had shifted. At first, he felt embarrassed, like admitting defeat. But once he began using a simple notebook system and setting alarms on his phone, he discovered that not only was he remembering more, but he was stressing less. He described it as lifting a silent burden he hadn't even realized he was carrying. Our brains handle more than we sometimes acknowledge, and after decades of living and learning, it's natural for short-term memory to slow a bit. That doesn't mean you're slipping. It means you need a smarter support system. Keeping a notebook, posting a calendar on the fridge, by using a pill box, or setting a few alarms. It's not about forgetfulness. It's about planning for success and minimizing unnecessary strain. What surprises many people is just how liberating it feels to move tasks from their mind onto something visible. It frees up mental space, lowers anxiety, and builds more confidence day by day. You stop questioning yourself. You stop running mental lists and circles. Instead, you trust the tools you've set up, and your mind finally has space to breathe. Number 6. Shutting out technology completely. One of the most limiting habits that people over 70 often fall into, sometimes without even realizing, is rejecting technology altogether. Maybe it seems too complicated. Maybe past attempts left you feeling frustrated. Or maybe you've convinced yourself that it's simply not necessary. You might catch yourself saying, "I don't need all that stuff," or "I'm too old to learn," or "I've managed just fine without it." While those thoughts can feel true, at the time, they slowly create a wall between you and tools that could genuinely make life easier, safer, and more connected. Technology doesn't have to mean diving into social media or chasing every new gadget that hits the shelves. It can be as simple as learning how to send a text message, using a voice assistant to set reminders, or checking your health information online. These aren't just trendy conveniences, they're vital tools. They help you manage medications, stay connected with family, call for help when needed, and access important information in moments when you completely avoid technology. While you're not protecting yourself from stress, you're actually increasing your reliance on others. Let me tell you about Louise. She's 79, and used to call her daughter any time she needed to confirm an appointment or check on a prescription refill. Her daughter always helped kindly, but over time, Louise felt herself becoming more dependent. And one day, her grandson showed her how to use the calendar and reminders app on her phone and how to check They's website for her refills. It wasn't smooth at first. There were mistakes, lots of questions and moments of hesitation. But after a few weeks of practice, she found herself handling tasks on her own that used to take several phone calls. And she experienced something that she hadn't felt in a while: self-sufficiency. That's the real heart of this. It's not about mastering the latest technology. It's about reclaiming your independence. Small victories with tech stack up quickly: checking the forecast, responding to messages, receiving health updates, or attending a virtual class. These small steps show that you can still adapt, still learn, and still stay deeply connected to the world around you. You don't need to become a technology expert. All you need is a little curiosity and a patient teacher. And if you've ever felt embarrassed or discouraged about not knowing how to use something, let that feeling go. Everyone starts from the beginning. No one expects you to be perfect. What matters most is that you give yourself permission to learn. Technology isn't the enemy of aging. It's one of the best allies you can have. The more open you are to it, the more opportunities you create for yourself. If you're still here watching and finding these ideas meaningful, please comment number 6 below so I know you're with me. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell. It's a simple way to stay connected with future videos made to support and inspire you. Now, let's continue. Final thoughts, sharing, and moving forward. As we close this video, take a moment of quiet reflection on everything we've discussed. Which of these habits resonated with you? Which one caught you by surprise? After 70, the rules of life evolve, but no one hands you a new rule book. That's why it's so easy to slip into habits that feel comfortable but gradually erode your health, independence, and peace of mind. But here's the encouraging truth. It's never too late to change course. You don't need to transform your whole life overnight. Simply recognizing these 6 common traps and taking even one small step away from them can lead to greater clarity, more vitality, and renewed confidence. Whether it's moving your body a little more each day, adjusting your meals to better fit your current needs, or finally asking someone to show you how to use that new phone, you are not falling behind. You are choosing to move forward with purpose. Aging doesn't mean fading away. It means rising with the wisdom you've gained and using it to make this next chapter lighter, stronger, and filled with joy. These shifts may seem minor at first, but every decision you make to support your well-being is a powerful statement that you still matter. Your time still matters, and that some of the most beautiful parts of your journey are still ahead. Thank you for spending time with us today. We'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below sharing one thing you took away from today's video and how you plan to put it into action. Your thoughts mean a lot to us, and we truly enjoy reading them. They inspire and motivate us to keep creating. If you found value in this video, please like, subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Insight, and share it with others. Your support allows us to continue making helpful content that informs and uplifts. Thanks for watching, and we can't wait to see you in the next.